Hello, everybody. It is 6:30. It is Tuesday, so you know who is going to be here. Thank you,
Mhm.
everybody who is going to join now live. Everybody who joined after who's watching this. We're happy to be back 6:30 Tuesday. Cultivating Conversations with DP Squared. Your host DeAndre with my wonderful co-host.
Deja.
And today we have a good conversation to talk about. But before we get to there, let's
hmm
do a little checking. You've been good since last week. Have you been good?
I've been good since last week. Valentine's Day was great.
Oh, right, right,
Love
right.
Day was amazing,
Okay.
and and overall, I think I've been feeling pretty good. Through school, I'm able to like see a therapist too, so I'll be able to. I did
Oh,
my first session like a couple weeks ago, so I'm trying to
that's
get
nice.
back in my
That's
own.
adulting right there. That's some
Yes,
adulting.
yes. So I'm trying to do better when it comes to like mentally and just overall having fun with
Yeah,
life. So I'm in a good place. What about you, Stinka?
yeah. I'm in a good place too. You know, the snow about to come, so I'm ready to
Mm.
stay inside, drink some hot cocoa, and relax because school been kind of doing this thing. You know, these first few weeks, so just
hmm
taking every day step by step, not trying to rush nothing, just soaking in these last few months I got here and just looking towards
Yeah,
the future. But I've been good though, definitely,
that's
definitely.
good. Hey y'all, hey y'all. First of all, before we even get started, can we get into the fresh lineup for a second?
Come on.
And the fresh retwist? I'm sorry.
Came back fly, both of us.
We can't correct this week, so we would like our appreciation. Thank you very much. But I think today's gonna be an interesting topic, especially where we both are in our lives right now, which can be similar and different at the same time. But I think overall, it's gonna be a fun one. I feel like. So the
100%.
the title of this one was called "Is Starting a Family Overrated?" So, but first, I wanted to ask you: do you want to be married, and do you want to start a family?
Mm.
Why or why not? Is it like later on?
Yeah,
What were your thoughts about this a few years ago versus
right.
now? What are your thoughts?
You can disagree with me. You can
Okay.
disagree with me here, and if you do, stop me at any time. But
Okay.
I'm okay with getting married, but there will be a prenuptial agreement in there. it's not. It's not even because
I'm
I
sorry.
I think I'm gonna be super wealthy. Of course, that may be the goal, or because I'm super rich.
hmm
I just want to have these are your assets, these are my assets. Regardless of I'm not even when I marry someone, I'm not thinking of divorce. I know when people think about prenuptial agreement, and I don't know, you can chime in what you think about prenups.
Yeah.
People think that you're thinking of separation. I'm not
Okay.
thinking about separation. I just want
Okay.
this because I know that prenuptial agreements can have certain guidelines, you know?
No,
So
I mean, I feel that. I think, but like some people approach it where I came in with the things that I feel like I earned, and though I do love you, I do feel that I have to protect those things, whether it's for whatever reason it might be. I mean, I'm not mad at it.
would you sign one?
If someone
Yes.
where I am, well, yes, well, technically we have a business, so
True.
off the strength of that, I'll be like, all right, well, I'm gonna put some stuff in for me too. You know
True.
what I'm saying?
True.
But I will be kind of thinking, boy, please, because we both are still trying to grow in that sense. It's not
Yes,
like I'm
that's
coming in there with all these different assets. You know what I'm trying to say?
yeah,
So
but
whatever
I'm
we,
saying even if I come in broke, I'm gonna have you sign one, regardless, just in
you
case.
know what? I'm
Just in
not I'm
case.
not fooling with you right now. I'm not
But
fooling with you.
with the
Okay?
kid,
Do you want to start? Do you see yourself having a family, or do you have the same idea of, oh, I wanted to have the white picket fence and be married and have kids? And so what
yeah,
is your thoughts on that for your
I
own life?
don't have that mindset at all currently.
Right.
As a 22-year-old, the
Right.
kids, the white picket fence, that's just not on my mind.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm currently in a relationship, and I would love to get to a stage of marriage and stuff. But
Mhm.
kids is like not even in the question.
Right.
Sorry to who wants to be a grandmother, but I don't think it's not looking too good
Right. I
for
mean,
many of reasons that I think we'll touch later. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, you are 22. When I was 22, please, but that does bring up the fact that we wanted to bring up how it was different from the past to now. Because in
yes,
the past, people were getting married around our age,
yes,
or
and having
especially your
kids,
age too. They
everything.
were having many kids. The households were much larger. People had
Yes,
multiple kids, and also I feel that in the household was like multi generational. You had the grandparent there, or
yep.
like the grandparent, the parent, the kids, or you have like your cousins and stuff across the street. It was very
Yeah, it was
communal, you know
community.
what I'm
Yes, it
saying?
was. It
But
was.
I feel with now it's not everybody, but a lot of times you do see is people having less kids, none at all. Some people want to be a single parent by choice. Some people
True.
don't.
That's true.
People have just different ways of viewing what they see as like a happy ending for them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think about that?
Honestly, I do believe that in the past, the ideal to see success was that nucleus family. And
Mm-hmm.
people talk about that now, wanting to have 2-parent household and some
Mm-hmm.
kids, and that is due to the fact of that's what success was back then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think in comparison to today, people are looking at life, especially when it comes to first gender roles, have completely shifted.
Yeah.
And now that'll be something we talk about later. But I think that
Mm-hmm.
has a huge role in why people are so less likely to want to get married, want to have kids, because they know that they
Yeah.
can potentially be successful by themselves. You
Mm-hmm.
look back in the baby boomer era right after the war, and when children were just being popped out and popped out, it was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is how we're going to get our money, is how we're going to get wealthy. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm talking about from a national standpoint. What do you think from a like a cultural standpoint within our community? Like, why do you think that shift has kind of changed from past to present?
Okay. And it's interesting because Stephanie said one is enough, talking about
Mm,
kids.
mm.
Facts. But but I see that side. I am a person, real quick, I am a person who wants multiple children.
Mm.
But okay, anyway, we'll talk about that. So you mean culturally, you're saying when it
Um,
comes to what? Like
like in our community, maybe African American minorities. I'm saying, why do you see why do you think there's such a shift now? Do
I
you
mean,
think that
honestly,
come down to disparities or something?
I just feel that people have their own sense of independence now, whether it's
Mm.
men or women. People just see their lives going in a different direction, whether someone wants to now travel the world because they have more money, or they want to wait until they're like 40 because they're like, I'm gonna just do me. I done went to school all these years, or I done worked all hard and stuff. I just want to focus on myself. And if the time happens, it happens. But everyone's not super focused on trying to be with somebody and then
Yeah,
live this perfect life. I think that's really what it is. I don't think everything has to be so negative. It's not,
true,
oh, now people
true.
can't afford it, now this, now that. Some people just are just thinking it ain't always cracked up to be. And if you
That's true.
on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook and these parents be having like 50 bags,
That's true.
people it's not looking too attractive.
I think that the influence of social media has played a huge role when it comes down to why that we see such a disparity when it comes to smaller families and
Mm-hmm.
people not being married. People's expectations are so high when it comes to, they don't believe that the person that they with is enough because there's somebody out there that they deem is more beautiful, that can
Yeah.
be more intelligent. So they want to pick their poison. They want
And
to.
hold on to okay, what do you think about this too? And let me know what y'all think as well. Do you feel back in the day? I know some people did marry for security and stuff, but some
Yes.
people might say a lot of their grandparents, great grandparents were genuinely in love. Do
Mm.
you think that that has shifted now, where some people are getting married, or some people are having kids with people that they aren't genuinely in love with,
True.
or they are having a trouble finding that true love? Is maybe that could be the reason why it's taking
That's a
so long
great point.
for
And that's why and
yeah,
divorce rates are very high.
yeah.
First of all, let's say that. But I believe that they were more in love back in the day. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
hold up. We got a comment. Also, the dating culture has shifted dramatically. We move towards more financial incentive based. That's also true.
Yeah.
I think that back to what you're
Yeah.
saying, the love aspect is because, like people say all the time, we're not meant to see 1,000 people every day on Instagram, on TikTok, on
No.
Twitter all day. We just scroll and you see somebody. The
Mm-hmm.
next door neighbor, that was your lover for life.
I
It's
know.
like you didn't have as much option, as much
Yeah.
opportunity. So I believe that you are correct on that love part.
Mm-hmm.
People were not getting divorced as much because they knew that if we get divorced, I might not find nobody else.
I know. I know.
But I do
Bruh.
believe that you're right on that part.
Yeah. Why do you think finding a partner is so difficult? Or
Mhm.
before I even say that, was finding a partner difficult for you? And I can answer too.
Okay. Finding a partner wasn't difficult for me.
Okay.
It was difficult in the sense of when I was ready. I don't believe I
What
don't
do you
like.
mean?
It was difficult for me to finally be ready to be in another relationship and to find the person I believe that I want to be in love with. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
at a point in my life, I was just being, the bachelor.
Yeah.
Just not really worried about being in a committed relationship. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
part I would say. But I believe that it's a lot easier for me
Mm-hmm.
because of the place that I found my girlfriend at, which is college.
Right.
And I believe people that are out of school or who are in rural locations or
Mm-hmm.
who don't really, maybe not saying they don't have a lot going for themselves, but it's a lot harder to find what you're looking for because, like you said, incentive base is heavy. You got to
Yeah.
have yourself going. You got to have your own place. You got to be making things crack.
Yeah, this whole list. Yeah.
It's a lot harder to find love if you're not in positions to find the people. And I feel like that's a huge part of it.
Yeah. Angelina said, I believe people are still looking for love. And I agree.
True.
I mean, yeah. No, go ahead.
No, you can go.
I was gonna say I agree with that because me and you we are genuine people who are like we're not in our relationships for the superficial things
No,
that
not at all.
people might feel that everyone has those same viewpoints.
Yes.
I do think that because you had said something, I was gonna answer it. Oh, was it hard for me? Well, I wasn't really looking.
Okay.
So that's another thing. But I do feel if I'm thinking about it, I feel like it just was luck. Honestly, or maybe divine timing, because I'm not going to say that I was out and I was able, because I was outside, I was able to like meet more people, and you got to put yourself out there. Like that's true, but it always doesn't. 1 + 1 don't always equal 2. Just because you go out and you're more social, you still come home and be like, dang, I didn't find anybody who I was really clicking with.
That's very true.
I don't want to be this person to make it seem like that's the right answer. It's just more difficult.
It definitely is more difficult. I think that you have to be more social, open to find love is very true. But I do. But there has been a huge conversation these days about men and their confidence, and men approaching women or men trying to find love.
Y'all need to be get.
It's a huge
game up, because back in the day they was pulling up.
They say it's a huge disparity and that could be a reason because of social media. There's a lot of talk about men's testosterone, men's confidence, and just a lot about pornography having an effect on men's perception of women. And a lot of social media, of course, has had effects about that, just kind of sexualization of women. Like the dehumanization of women as well has like deterred the mind of young men to believe that women don't like you because you're not the ideal man, and that you will never be able to get a woman because you have nothing going for yourself. And those things aren't true, but those things are being funneled in children's minds constantly. So it's been a huge conversation about that. And I wonder if that's why people aren't so open no more.
And that definitely could be the reason. And I do think it's a little generational, probably, because even because I would want to hear from people who are older than us too, because I always used to joke at you, DeAndre, because I would be like, do you ever talk to the girls in person? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Nah, I DM'd her. I'm like, bro, you saw her, but you DM'd her on Instagram.
Yes.
Like,
definitely.
What is happening? But it's not just
definitely though.
But I do want to hear from maybe older people who are trying to date, or like, or not even trying to date, or are dating, or people maybe like how they were approached. Because I feel that we're always being so hard on our generation, but I want to know, are the older people still ain't coming up to people either? Are they still? Are they just falling in line and only messaging people on Instagram or Facebook? Like, I don't know.
It's definitely a big conversation, I think, especially about the people looking to marry or looking to have children, because a lot of, and I'm speaking for my personal view, I don't know what's going on in the Midwest, but I'm talking about the big cities, and just the number and rates of broken homes has increased significantly. Like you brought up, people want to be single parents, single mothers. They don't want to maybe have that nucleus family anymore. But I think the issue begins to rise when these children from broken homes begin to grow up and they don't even know what love feels like. They trying to find love, but don't even know what they're looking for. They trying to have kids, but they weren't even raised to be a child.
It's true.
They growing them so fast, they don't even know when it's time to find somebody they love or what they see. And I think that's where the dating pool, people become conflicted, because they're finding people that don't know how to love, that came from broken homes. And then when they have kids, another broken home is going to happen because they don't know how to raise a child. They're not built to be a dad. They're not built to be a mother. So it's just like an ongoing cycle. I believe that even if that independence is positive, it's creating a disparity in the long
trickle effect.
I think.
Street Profit TV. You right, DeAndre. And content creators are also blurred the lines. Yeah, they did.
Definitely.
Do you feel that location and because a lot of people, and let me just say, people always say that the DC area got a lot of beautiful women.
True.
But I don't know what the women are saying about the men, and I can't say all that. But do you feel that location has a lot to do with maybe how people are having like the success, or they change their perspective on if they want to
Yeah,
start a family or be married and stuff.
definitely 100%. I think that especially in these big cities, and I want you
Yeah.
to attest to this,
Mm-hmm.
it's the idea of one, like you see so many people around you being successful entrepreneurs by themselves. That you
Mm,
want to strive for that life too.
mm.
If
Like
you're
they're not with someone building it type of
yeah,
thing.
they're not with someone building it. They're like, I can do this by myself. I can create a 6-figure business by myself. I don't need
Mm,
nobody's help. I don't need
mm-hmm.
nobody's line of credit, nothing. This is a solo dolo aspiration. But then when I
That's true.
look more into a suburban lifestyle, I see people getting married fresh out of school.
That's true. Yeah.
So I just
That is
believe that
true.
it's a environmental factor. And
Yeah.
can you attest to that?
Yeah, 100%. I think that sometimes the Southern ideal still exists when you go down south and stuff.
Yeah.
How you were just saying the more traditional route of being with someone, but yeah, when you are exposed to more, you're like, well, maybe
Right.
you just discover who you want to be, and you just don't want to do what you thought you was the right way, and
Literally.
I don't see that many problems with that. But I know I did talk to a friend before,
Mhm.
and I ain't gonna name drop, but she talked a lot about how just not wanting to leave behind children in the state of the world, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Just because she just feels like everything's in shambles before even this election, just in general.
In
With
general.
she was like, I don't know if my kids, like how would that their lives be? Do I really want to
Very
keep a
true.
kid in that type of situation? What do you think about that?
That's very true because people sometimes say that, of course, the economy has gotten better since the 50s generally. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like for cost of living and income disparities and income
Bruh.
inequality, there has been a huge increase in just a fluctuation of that just in
Mhm,
general. So
mhm,
I can't blame somebody for not wanting to bring kids in the state of the world like this. The
mhm,
negativity is horrible. I be having conversations like this all the time. Negativity is horrible.
mhm.
Nobody wants to, if you aren't happy in your life, or you don't think the world is happy, why would you want to bring another life to experience that turmoil?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
say you want multiple, so
Who me? I know. So, okay, my perspective, I just feel that I want to make the most of the time I have here. Not selfishly, but it's just like
see, a lot of people have selfish intent when they have children. They
they
all
do.
for themselves, they did
They
not even think
do.
about the child.
I just feel, and I said this before, I think, but I feel like we need to populate a little bit more.
For
Like,
real.
well, I just feel that it's been lost where you just had a whole bunch of cousins and you had this
No
big
sense of family
family full
no
of
more.
love. Yeah, I don't know. It's only two of us,
True.
and I just always just felt that. Not always, actually, that is a lie. Recently, I do feel that I just don't want. I want to feel that big family type of energy
Okay.
in a way. I don't
With
know. I don't know
with
why.
your own
I just want
self.
to. Hmm?
Do you think that is a, because we have big families on both sides, so where does
Yes.
that come from?
It's more of a like seeing it culturally, how we were just saying how people are just having kids less, or the grandparents aren't in the home. It's like you
Yeah.
don't have that same feel, or someone moves all the way across the country and their parent is still in the town that they grew up in. So you just lose that disconnect and all that jazz. But I just feel like I just wanna fulfill all of the different ways that I deem as success. And one of the ways
Mhm.
now in my life is being in love, being married,
Yes.
having kids,
You're,
and
you're rich in many different ways than just
yeah, and that's
financial.
just what I see for myself. But I don't down my friends who are saying they don't want to have kids or they
Mhm.
want to be single for the rest of their life or they do want to be married or they don't. I don't care.
Exactly.
As long as I feel like it's a genuine intention, it is what it is.
What do you see about, the career aspect when it comes to the financial side? Do you
Mm,
do you think that you have to be financially stable to have kids?
yes.
That's a
Now
huge
that now that I feel is selfish.
yes.
And I know that's not everybody's reality.
Right.
Like everybody, just because you don't make a whole bunch of money doesn't mean you shouldn't have a child. Like
Hmm.
I'm not going to say that about somebody, but I know even for myself, I want to make sure that I'm in a decent financial state before I even be trying to worry about somebody else other than myself.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
And that whole financial, like we're talking about past to present,
Mm-hmm.
women were seeing their rights being initiated. They were able to have their own independency, own
Mm-hmm.
financial freedoms, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
huge reason why, not saying y'all are at fault, but a huge reason why the nucleus family is lessening,
Yeah.
because they're not forced to be in a position where they have to only have children, only be a mother. They can
Mm-hmm.
make their own money. They can be successful on their own, and
Which I
especially
love. I
something
love that.
something I've seen is abortion laws. There
Mm,
were or just abortion, not abortion laws, but just birth control.
like preventative, like
Yes, measures that
mhm,
have just increased over the years.
mhm,
Back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, there
yeah,
were not a lot of options or a lot of rights to do that. So
that's true.
as time progresses, those freedoms have, arose. So it's just
Mhm.
you have to keep that in mind, especially when you're trying to decide why there's maybe is not a lot of people having kids.
Yeah.
People just feel that they want to be themselves. They don't aren't burdened to that.
And to be honest, because we talked about this on another podcast episode, it is very dangerous to go through that type of process. So
Yes.
you do want to make sure that you're with somebody who you really, truly, genuinely feel like is going to support you, who's going to be there for the ride, ain't going to leave when the baby pop out and all that type of stuff. Because
That's
it's
true
a
though.
big deal. And I feel
That's
that
true.
the more we see it on social media, the more people want to take it as it's such a light thing,
Hmm.
but it's not. That's a major life
Yeah.
change in a sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do believe that the perception of family has changed a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
It
Be,
has.
just because of the influence of so many people. Just
Mm-hmm.
first of all, the term "baby mom," "baby daddy" like makes my back hairs.
Someone better not ever call me that.
Like,
Ever.
like that is just that whole. It's like
Ugh.
nobody wants to be a husband. Nobody wants to be a wife anymore. It's just about.
Well,
I feel
some
like
people, of course, and we're not speaking in
yes, not
everybody, but
not
yes.
fully everybody, but
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I do think that personally that there are more bachelorettes than bachelors. That men have a hard time finding a woman, and we talked about this before.
Wait. You think so? I feel like it's
Yes,
more women
but
than men.
yes, what I said. I said men have a hard time finding women, meaning like two they want to partner up with. You don't think so?
Wait, say that again.
Like I'm saying there's more bachelorettes than bachelors, meaning
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
men have a hard time finding a woman.
How though? If there's more options for them.
More options for men. I'm saying men. Listen, women have the choice.
Okay.
Men usually don't have the choice. So if there's a pool, I'm saying a pool of.
Let's just put this in example terms. So
Okay.
we in DC and you
Yes.
saying it's 20 women, 15 men.
Well,
Okay.
okay, yes, that we
I'm
can
just
use
trying to
that.
understand.
Okay, we can use that example too. But what I'm trying to say is, when I mean there's more bachelorettes, I'm not talking about by number. I'm not talking about by number. I'm
Oh,
talking about
okay.
in an
Okay.
example of like there's 60 men, maybe 40 women.
Okay.
40 of those women can get married, but not 60 of those men can. I mean, meaning what I'm meaning is not by numbers. This is kind of confusing,
It
but I'm
is.
just saying that men don't have the opportunity as women to just who they want to marry. They can't pick and choose. They can't decide. This is the
Mm.
woman I want to be with. This is the woman I can get. I feel personally the woman has that choice over a man, so it's just harder to
Mm.
find that partnership. That's how I see
Yeah.
it.
But
That's
on the flip side, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm thinking it from a different perspective.
okay.
I've heard a lot of
How you looking at it?
well, I'm just saying because I've heard a lot of women talk about how there's always so many. If you go to any party, bruh,
Uh-huh.
it's like so many women and it'd
Uh-huh.
be a few men, and it's like all the women trying to go after the same men.
For
And
real.
yes, and if you're looking at that pool of men, it's only about 30% of the ones that you even might give a chance, if
Mm,
you even like them like that. So I
yeah.
always felt that women are feeling now that they just don't have that many options because either the good one's married or somebody already got like 4 kids or
Mm.
all that stuff.
So that's a
That's
different
the way
perspective.
I've heard it. Yeah, that's the different
Because
perspective
I
that I've
learned something in school called the marriage squeeze, meaning what I was basically trying to imply
heard.
is that men is just having a hard time finding someone to marry, and these are mostly in suburban areas. Or
Mm,
when it was a world when I was learning about it, was a worldview talking about in China that a lot of men in China have trouble finding a wife, and they usually die single.
wow.
So that's basically what I was just trying to say for the U.S. How I see, and a lot of guys
Mm,
just don't have that opportunity if it's due to looks, if it's due to money, if it's due to aspirations to get
mhm,
that woman that they really want. That's all I'm saying.
mhm.
But if a dude was broke and the woman wanted him, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But he can't just go and get her. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
That's
I see what
that's
you're
all
saying.
I'm saying. That's all
I
I'm saying.
get that. I get that. So where do we go from here? Do you feel that I know you talked about this a little bit, but I'm gonna talk about some of the positives maybe.
Right.
Where do you feel that this will take us in the future? The current state of what we were just
Right.
talking about,
Like
how
like
some people
like the effects of it all.
Yeah, the effects of it all in good ways. Because I know sometimes we talk about like, oh, the world is ending, and
Yes, yes.
oh man, we don't have no hope. But some of the highs of the fact that people are essentially sometimes feeling like they just want to do their own thing.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's a lot of positive,
Hmm.
especially, people view no kids and no marriage as negatives, like you said. But in the
Yeah.
long run, I think that we'll get see a lot of um, socially and economically, hopefully,
Hmm.
like increases. Just the
Yeah.
fact that people are, they want to work to get to where they are, and like they want to continue to
Hmm.
pursue their careers. And then by
Yeah.
the time they get there, then you can be comfortable and become married.
Yeah.
So we talked about the idea of the broken home concept, and I just hope
Hmm.
that doesn't continue. I feel like I see a lot of that where there's a lot of babies coming out of wedlock,
Yeah.
and that they aren't born through marriage, or
Yeah.
so it's just, I don't know.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
what about
These
you?
days, most do not want to get married. Yeah, and honestly, I just feel, and I agree with you, DeAndre, too. I just feel that what was I gonna say? I just feel. Oh, I think regardless of what we're talking about,
Mhm.
like I just feel that people need to start from a genuine place. I do
True.
think sometimes we're in this phase of trying to rush stuff or see what someone else is doing and trying to compare it to your relationship, feeling like you things is taking too long, whatever the case. I just feel that people just need to do what's best for them.
Yeah.
And if your partner ain't trying to step into the plate or whatever that might mean, if they not trying to have the kids or they not trying to get married or they not trying to do what you really genuinely want in your lifetime, you gotta
Yeah.
reevaluate that because we don't have a lot of time. You
No,
know what I'm
that's
trying to
true.
say? And I'm not saying you just give up on people because, child, like we just said, it's hard to find a good partner,
Yeah, it is.
but you can't just be going with the flow.
Definitely, definitely not. I think people have control of their own life
Mm-hmm.
in most instances, and they don't have to succumb to a. I think a lot of people need to realize this more. They don't have to be in a relationship that they don't want to be in. They don't
Yeah.
have to have kids with someone that they don't want to have. They have
No.
their own ability to lead, their own ability to do things that they want to do, like you already
Mm-hmm.
brought up.
Yeah.
So, like you said, if you truly believe that the person is not for you, then you should just leave. And if you believe that they are for you, then you continue to pursue. It's like
Yeah.
you
But how
have
do
no
you know
choice
that though?
now.
I guess that's just through your own
Yeah,
discernment,
it's
on your
definitely
own. Yeah.
experience, because
Mhm.
experience creates like more building blocks in your life.
Yeah.
You're
Mhm.
able to evaluate things more clearly.
Mhm.
Being only 22, I can't evaluate that much, but hopefully, as I get older and the people that you experience, the people that you meet, you will learn
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
this person is the one for me. So it's no rush. I think back in the 50s and 60s, it was a rush to get married. Your parents
Mhm.
was assigning you partners. You had
Yeah.
to have this,
Mhm.
person to succeed in life. If you didn't have a
Mhm.
man, who were you?
Yeah.
So now we got the independency with women, and gender roles have completely shifted. So
Mhm.
hopefully that I don't want any more broken homes. I believe that the nucleus family is positive when it comes to
Yeah.
development of children, if it
I
comes to
agree.
later down the road long term effects. So
Yeah.
I hope people do get married more. I do.
Me too. I hope they do in a healthy way because
Yeah, for
just because
sure.
you're married doesn't mean it's a healthy relationship.
100%.
So, and I don't want people to make other people feel that they like making don't make somebody else feel bad if the way that they want to live their life is not the way that you would live yours. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
that's a great yes, because so many people. First of all, I say this all the time. I be joking, but I be
Mhm.
saying, "What's the point of getting married?" People that be having rings on be cheating, or they hate their partner. Like, so what's the point of getting married? We could just date our whole life. I be joking, but
Yeah.
that concept is basically. What I'm trying to say is,
Mhm.
just because you're married, don't mean you're happy. Just because you're married doesn't mean you're going to be successful. Doesn't mean that
Yep.
you're going to love the situation that you're in. So what they just
Mhm.
basically saying is, when you do things, make sure you're doing it for the right intention, make sure the other person has the right intention, and hopefully that
Yeah.
will be a more beneficial for the long run. Don't just
Right.
get married just because you're like, oh yeah, we finally get married. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Exactly. And the kids out there, and I'm still a kid, but I'm saying stop getting on these parents' nerves because this is the reason why people don't want to have no kids because yeah, everybody just so irritating. Like,
True.
you know what I'm saying? Just bringing on stress. Relax. Like, stop making people's lives harder, please. But anyway, I think this was a good conversation. I feel
For
that
sure.
it kind of gave me some more clarity too, honestly. I do feel this over time when you get older, your views will continue to change. The way I think now might not be the way I think in 2 years.
Definitely.
And it wasn't the way I thought 2 years ago. So just be patient with yourself and allow yourself to continue to rediscover who you are. You don't have to just because I say something today don't mean that's the way I gotta feel about it.
Not at all. Definitely be open minded to change.
Yeah,
It's
for
no
sure.
point in, we're not living on a strict basis. Yeah, no more deadbeat. No more deadbeats. More
Yes,
dedicated.
#dedicated. I love that. Oh,
Dedicated. Yeah,
Jeremiah, our cousin, he said, I love y'all. Want to make an appearance soon. Keep
for
up the
sure.
consistency. Don't know how motivating this is. I love that. And yes, we got to have you on. We got to talk about, let us know what you want to discuss because we love having people on. And we definitely we want to have some guests lined up soon. So
100%.
I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who always tunes in and chats with us. Keep, what's the word? Like, keep the conversation going and all
Yeah.
that. Because sometimes I don't want to hear DeAndre's voice.
Make sure I get that prenup. For real.
All right. You know what? Okay. I hope that everyone has a beautiful rest of their evening.
Let me search out the voice rates. Go ahead. Keep talking now.
Well, I'm basically done. DeAndre, I don't know why he wants to down this hill about a
50% divorce.
We need to have somebody on who's had one before because I feel like we always hear about it, but we don't know. But like we just hear that.
Find somebody to discuss prenuptial arrangements with us so we can understand because divorce rates are 40 to 50%, and that's high. That means they're gonna get half at least 50% of the time.
I might have to give somebody before they think they're gonna get half. But anyway, we love y'all and we appreciate y'all. We will see y'all next week. Adios.
No more missed.